you know, but I tried it, and the first one was like a big no. I looked and I looked and I looked and I looked and I held it up to the light. I know you shouldn't have to do all of that when you're pregnant, when it says it's pregnant. It should just show up. Something should show up. I never told my husband. I never said anything to anyone. I just kind of kept it to myself. Hey friends, Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a quick little story time. If you guys missed my last video that I just put out, I was touching base and letting you guys know that, just updating you guys on me TTCing, because you guys knew that I was trying for baby number 6. If you're unfamiliar with me, I'm Sarah. I'm a mom of 5. I had 2 kids. I had 3 kids before I tied my tubes, and then later untied my tubes 8 years after having a tubal reversal, and I've since had 2 children. So my husband and I are trying for baby number 6, and if you missed the last video, you should check it out, because I was sharing just like where my head's been at as to why I probably am not pregnant right now. Just my head's been kind of all over the place, but here I am right now actively trying. But at the end of that video, I also shared that I had taken a pregnancy test because there was this moment where I just felt, I was convinced that I was pregnant. My body was just doing all the things. So I just wanted to touch base real quick and just let you know just how that was for me, because that was just very strange. So take things back, it was like for July. It's so weird because I didn't TTC as much in the month of July. I didn't like really baby dance a lot. I would say around the time that week. But you know what? I know now that it really doesn't take 50 million times, because when I conceived baby boy, I knew exactly when it happened, and I didn't baby dance a lot. It was literally one time around that time frame to begin with that like I knew exactly when it happened. I didn't want to use that to be my gauge. I was just like, okay, I didn't allow it to throw me off. I was so convinced in my mind that I was pregnant because everything was different. So it started with my taste. My taste buds were off. They were starting to taste weird. I had a weird kind of metallic taste in my mouth. It was so odd. My food wasn't tasting the same, and that we all know that is like literally a sign of, I don't know, is that a sign of pregnancy? I know it can be, because it was. My sense of smell was a huge one. When I conceived baby girl, my husband and I were actually flying away, right? We were leaving Toronto to go to El Paso, Texas. And the first day I got there, I was just smelling the room. I could smell literally all the chemicals off the floors that they used to clean. Didn't smell entirely bad, but it just smelled like cleaning products, and I could smell it. And I kept telling my husband, I was like, why is everything smelling so strong to me? Do you smell it? Do you smell it? And that was so weird, because I would have been in the early stages of pregnancy, like very super, super early, maybe like I don't even understand how it would have worked, because when I came back and tested, I was like 9 days post. But I tested before going there. I think, how does that work? How does that make any sense? I don't remember. I think I tested before going on that trip at like 6 days post. And I wasn't, and I was like, yeah, I'm probably not this month. I went there. We were there for 4 days. So I tested while I was there and nothing, but I kept feeling just kind of off. And so when I came back, it's when I figured out, we landed in the plane, and we collected our vehicle from, you know, that airport place, whatever. We were driving home, and I said, we should pick up a test, and literally grabbed a test, and we grabbed a box of 2. So when I came home, I tested one. I saw nothing. So I was so discouraged, and literally the next day I tested, and I think this was like 11 days post or something like that, and it popped up. I hope my days are all correct. It's been like 5 years since almost 6 years since I was pregnant with her, but as far as I recall, I just know the exact same time frame. I'm thinking it wouldn't have made sense for me to test any earlier than 6 days before going on the trip, and I did test. And basically we were gone for 4 days, 3 nights and 4 days, and so on the 4th day, which would have been day 10, I still wasn't pregnant, at least it didn't show up. And then when I tested on day 11, it popped up. So a little bit of backpedaling there, but that's to show you just like the sense of smell. Like that's how it was for me. I smelled the scent so strong. Now, so my sense of smell was super heightened, and I already felt that so early with her. It was so weird and so odd, and I was feeling nauseous. It was making me feel nauseous while I was there. So I was already experiencing that again this time around. I'm like, okay. I was like, I feel super hopeful. And then as time progressed, my nipples were hurting, and I'm like, okay, this is weird. And then that was linked with the cramping. I was feeling a lot of cramping. I'm sorry if you guys can hear the echoes of small voices in the background, because I do have little kids, and as much as I'm trying to have quiet, sometimes it just can't be that quiet. But yeah, so I was having this cramping, and I'm not one to necessarily have cramps like throughout my cycles. It's not common. I've noticed that it's starting to happen a little bit more now after having 5 kids, after getting a little bit older, maybe the last 2 years or so. I can say that I've gotten more crampy during periods, but this cramp that I was getting, I don't know if I usually get cramps before my cycle. I don't remember that even being a thing. So I was feeling super crampy, and it was like little, I shouldn't say super crampy, but it was like little cramps in that area, which I've also felt when I have been pregnant and in the early stages. So I was so thrown off. I was just like, okay, yeah, I think this is the month, because too many symptoms were rolling around. I was also stuffy, and I didn't even know this until I actively started TTCing with like both my last 2 kids, that stuffiness could be a sign of symptoms, a sign of early signs of pregnancy, because I guess your body's producing more mucus or something along the lines. Lo and behold, I took a test. I bought 3 tests. I decided I didn't want to waste money on like big tests, because like I said, I didn't actively TTC, but I just felt like, you know what, if it's gonna be, it's gonna be, because it's just gonna pop up regardless on whatever test it is. I went and bought the dollar store test, because over the years I've learned and heard that the dollar store tests are a lot more sensitive than I've heard. Well, I heard that they are used a lot at like what do you call it? What do you call those centers, like Planned Parenthood and stuff like that, and those are the ones that they use, and that's what works. So I'm like, and I've tried them, and they clearly work. I just don't know if they popped up super early like the other fancy tests, the bigger ones that cost a lot more money. Yeah, I don't recall it popping up as much, so you know, but I tried it, and the first one was like a big no. I looked and I looked and I looked and I looked and I held it up to the light. I know you shouldn't have to do all that when you're pregnant, when it says it's pregnant. It should just show up. Something should show up, a faint line, and you should be able to see it. You shouldn't have to break your neck to try to see it, because the thing with those pregnancy tests too, when you hold them up, you'll see like a faint thing in the background, but that's literally the mechanism in the background of like what. Yeah. That said, I took one and it was like a big no. And then I took it the next day and it was still a big no. And then I took the third one, I think on the 3rd day, and yeah, nothing happened. And then Aunt Flo came, and I was a little disappointed. I never told my husband. I never said anything to anyone. I just kind of kept it to myself, because I think it was more wishful thinking, and I also felt like, I don't know, there's a part of me that, I'm not gonna lie, there's a part of me that was just like, oh, okay. Like I was disappointed more so in the fact that I hyped my own self up thinking that I was, but then it kind of, reality set in too, and I was like, well, I've been debating, so I wasn't fully sure I wanted this. You know, it's just one of those things. I want to make sure that if and when I get pregnant, it's not like something I can retract and be like, okay, I don't want this anymore. No, I'm not at the age where to do that. Not do I think there's, from my perspective, for me, you know, pregnancies are a blessing, despite, from my perspective, and I'm not going to knock any other person's situation, but for me, you know, I just wouldn't go down that path either. Like if I got pregnant and I had to, I would just continue, you know what I mean? I feel like it's my journey, so I would just continue. However, yeah, it just gets into touchy stuff. However, yeah. So yeah, that's kind of like my little story. It was like so intense on how you got to learn a little backstory. So a little backstory about my other pregnancies, as well as just like where my head was at with this time when I took my pregnancy test and I thought that I was pregnant. I wanted to honestly do a live pregnancy test. I was thinking of doing a live pregnancy test, but I didn't film it. I don't know, I just didn't film it. Like, now we're actively trying, and I know how difficult it will be, like, to try and nothing happens. Regardless, I'm super grateful. I've gotten the opportunity to be a mom of 5, and so I'm so grateful, and I keep praying. A big part of this journey for me is prayer, because I didn't think it was going to even be possible to have 2 more kids after I've had the 3 and had a tubes tied and had a tubal reversal and only was able to untie the 1 tube. I didn't even think this was going to be my story to even say I have 2 more, like I have 5 kids, but God has opened so many doors and has blessed me. I can't give anyone else the credit but Him. So I know that all things are possible through Him, and you know, I know He's walking me through this, and I can just feel Him strengthening my heart in ways where I'm like, no, I feel doubt, and He's like, I got you in many ways. That's all I've been doing. Every time I doubt, I've been just praying, and every single time I think, I just reflect on Him, and I'm like, God, please give me clarity, please give me clarity. And my heart, I know the person that I am, and I'm still learning and understanding more about my personal self, but I realize I'm a heart person, and He tends to use my heart to reveal to me the things that I'm seeking. And so it just gives me peace of mind, and I just get choked up thinking about that, just like how He answers me through my heart. I remember with my daughter and my son, just using my heart and praying a ton all the time, and He would just give me confirmation even when I didn't fully know I was seeking. I don't know what I was seeking and what I thought He was going to do, but He gave me confirmation through my heart always. Looking back, I can see it as clear as day. And even right now, and my heart is what I'm using to judge these things, because He knows I have heart for my kids, and I love babies, and I will sacrifice anything and everything for them. So it's all a heart thing for me. And I think He's answered the prayer that I've been praying endlessly to remind me who's in control. It's, you know, as much as the doctors are doing their part, I know who else is in control. And yeah, I don't want to get all preachy. I'm not trying to get all preachy. I'm just trying to share who I am and give you guys a little bit of insight as to what I'm about. And I feel like I've shied away from sharing a lot of that on this channel, but I want to get more in depth and share with you guys about just these types of things, like to have heart to hearts, because we need them as mothers, as you know, we need them. We need them to create a good space for each. We just need it as mothers to have that kind of sisterhood and just family, like just create a little family here where we can touch base and talk and share candidly without judgment, and just be open and just be, you know, prayerful and pray for each other. Like, share your story with me and I will pray for you too. Like, I just want to create that kind of candid community, because it's a blessing and not many of us have it, and it's well needed. So yeah, just kind of touching base with you guys and sharing my little story. I don't know if I'm going to be committed to really doing like the whole live pregnancy test and TTC thing 24/7, but I will touch base and I will let you guys know. And if and when I do become pregnant, you guys will definitely know. And yeah, just keep me in your prayers as I embark on this journey. And yeah, share with me down below, answer any of the questions I asked today, and also share with me down below if you are a mom that's TTCing as well. And yeah, because I could also pray for you guys. So I'm very excited to be on this journey, and I can't wait to announce with you guys just that we're expecting. So thank you guys so much for watching. As I mentioned before, turn on your notification bell because YouTube doesn't always share the videos. And if you want to follow my journey and you want to follow more about what I have to offer and share motherhood content, mom life, and just, you know, just a lot of candid conversations, definitely subscribe to my channel for more. And I am definitely excited. And share any video ideas that I'm taking video requests. You can leave your requests down below of ideas that you want, or video topics, even topics that you want me to talk about, and I think I'll gladly consider it and make videos on it and stuff like that. So definitely until next time, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.